So, Curse of Strahd Daybreak continues. This week's backspiration question is, what is your worst childhood memory? So while you ruminate on that, that definitely won't be used against you during the campaign. Does anybody for a point of DM inspiration that doesn't go away on a long rest, doesn't count against your total inspiration? Anybody want to give me a recap of what happened last week? If you do, roll a d20 into chat. If no one can, I will try my best. All right. We were talking about Darius in the prep stream today.
Yep. Am I not surprised?
Yeah, it's very, very interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff. All right, well, Darius, what do you got?
Last time on Curse of Strahd, we had decided that we were going to go through those caverns that was behind White Claw's lair, and found the, I guess, elemental ambush spot that she was talking about. We also saw a ledge that was going further into the caverns, and then the land bridge that was going across. But pretty much as Lyre and Daniel had started climbing the ledge, it started to move, and that's when those so-called elementals started showing up. Earth, wind, fire, and water. And we had a bit of a fight with those things. Tricky little bastards, especially the earth one that decided to make a dome around itself and trap Lyre in a cage fight. And the air one just started grabbing people and throwing them off the ledge. But eventually we were able to take them down. Had to kind of lick our wounds for a little bit. I guess during that fight, Lyre had seen there was like an underwater passage that went somewhere. So he decided to explore that, but apparently it just looped all the way back around through the werewolf den and back to where we were. He did find some cloak that Daniel's now wearing. But yeah, we decided to keep going into the caverns, and I think we've stopped at some ruins that are deeper inside. Not sure how further this is going.
All right, yeah. I'll go ahead and add the recap inspiration for you. All right. If anybody would like to answer the fact inspiration question for a bardic inspiration, still a D8. Going to be a D10 very soon, one might say. 10 at 10. But if you'd like one that would last the whole session or until you use it, go ahead and roll into chat and then answer the question. You can also ask the same question of any NPC you've met previously in the campaign, unlocking meta knowledge that I will shame you for using in-game. One of the many things we offer here in Barovia, shame. Okay. Oh man, Tiernan coming with an 18, going once, going twice. All right, Tiernan.
All right, so I think Tiernan's worst childhood memory is probably like a childhood friend died in some sort of accident in front of him. And that
not a fire though. Was it a fire?
No.
Oh, okay.
But that's what motivated him, and it was an accident to where he was the only one around, and if he had known what to do, the kid probably wouldn't have died. And so this is what motivated Tiernan to pursue being like a medical professional and an EMT when he got older. But then, being exploded steered him away from that. But that was his motivation for becoming the EMT that he became.
Fair enough. Okay, you may ask the same question of any NPC that you met previously in the campaign.
And Lady Walker.
Lady Walkner. Oh man. Oof. Worst memory as a child. Oh dang. Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. So Lady Walkner's worst memory as a child was when she had her first period, and she was confused, she was upset, and then they explained to her, how things work, like the maid slash nanny kind of explained how things work, and then that's the first time in her life that gender had ever kind of been introduced in like a very definitive role. Like her parents were very busy. Like she and her brother, they got to just kind of live their lives, that kind of thing. And that is when she learned that she would grow up to be a lady, and that a lady traditionally, would kind of serve in the shadows of the men in her life, and always being more clever, faster, cooler than her brother. The idea that her brother, by virtue of the fact that he was a man, would get to inherit everything, that would get to make his own choices, would not be forced into a marriage of convenience or political gain, or maybe he would, but she started to understand that sort of double standard, that those traditionalist values, and she despaired. But fortunately, her brother had a terrible accident soon after, and then she was the only one that could inherit the family's fortunes, and that was the start of her life being good again. So there you go. All right. So with those fun facts revealed, let's hop into it. All right. Whoever is beating up their microphone, please stop beating up your microphone. Jones. Jones was beating up his microphone.
Sorry, I was unmuting myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds like a struggle, bro. Like to unmute yourself. Okay. All right. Are you playing in bed? Is that it? Was the microphone stuck in the blankets, or?
No.
I've had people do that before, so I don't judge them. All right. Let's go and jump into it. So let's see. Mysterious ruins deep in the earth. Nothing could possibly go wrong here.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna take you at your word for that.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
Yep. ...
if you leave. Yeah, there you go. That's my word. So let me change out the musics.
Yeah, before we go too far, there's a little housekeeping. Everyone turn out your vials, sacks, and flasks.
Ah, yes.
All right, I have 4 vials and 12 flasks.
Yep, because we need 50. We need 8 flat. Well, yeah, because we got all that elemental stuff from last week. I've got 4 flasks, 3 sacks, and 7 vials.
I've already handed you guys everything I have, so.
Yep. Yep. Ez wants 7 of the arcane dust. We only need 8, so I'm 1 shy for those. But I couldn't remember if the fire and water needed flasks or vials. I know the earth needed sacks, and Daniel has a couple good sacks.
Crazy.
All right. I can't remember if past me. It wasn't on my prep list for today, but now that you mention it, I'm like, shit. Did I actually get this stuff moved over for them?
We won't need it today anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Probably, hopefully.
Yeah, and Daniel's missing his wound from last time and internal bleeding.
Oh, wait. They disappeared? Okay.
Yeah.
I've still got my broken foot.
All right. There's your. Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like stuff got cleared. I'm missing my missing hand. All right.
was probably an update to something that got rid of it.
I will remove my. I will remove my wet status though.
Alright.
It was my left hand.
Which hand was Darius? Your right hand?
I did in convenient effects.
Oh, okay.
It was fluff.
Alright. Let me see. I would fail like trivia about our game and this party so hard. It's kind of embarrassing, but let's see. All right, I'm grabbing the elemental stuff now because I had the other game opened during prep, so I can grab that for you.
Now that I think about it, I don't know why there's black marks on me. That should probably be gone.
Oh no, that's definitely there. That's supposed to be there for a reason.
Try to get you.
That's definitely there for a reason.
You know, I just realized Shane is the only character I've had that hasn't had the mark yet.
Yeah,
Daniel hasn't had it yet.
the mark yet.
Keyword.
The power of yet. The power of yet.
Yeah.
All right.
Also, I'd like to start this session off by happy birthday, Crash. You're the best
Aw,
demon in the
thanks.
world, and I hope to die last.
Aw, that's really nice. Are you saying that because we're about to play this game and really like terrible shit might happen, or is
Yep.
this like okay?
Happy 100 episodes.
Aw, thanks. Gosh, okay.
Hope to make it to
Anything?
100.
Yeah. It's the 50th episode today.
No,
Is this episode
we've already
50?
passed it.
No.
We're 50.
No, it's
Oh.
your. It's your
Oh, okay.
100th episode.
No, bro, I'm not. Officially,
You can kill him first.
He's in the lead.
Listen. Official U.S. Census Bureau. I'm 43 years old. Hard period. Stop. Okay, that's it. That's all we need to say.
I understand.
All right.
I'll be 44. I'll be 44 next month. I understand.
Yeah.
It's a rough year.
Is it rough? I don't know.
It is. You know how like you always feel like you're always about to get sick. It's kind of like that.
You put yourself by sleeping wrong, something you've done for 40 years of your life.
Yeah, fair.
You've
That's
slept
okay.
in the same position for 40 years, but this one day, everything just goes wrong.
Yeah.
Man, all right, I get it. We're playing gothic horror, but I don't want to be the one that's depressed. Like, let's just jump back into it. Jeez. Ugh.
I know it's gonna make you happy. You're gonna crit me like 5 times.
Aw, you promise? That sounds great.
Talk to RNGesus. He'll be the one making the promises.
I should make him a world boss, honestly. Maybe when I relaunch Skull and Shackles in Pathfinder 2, I'll have RNGesus be a world boss. That'll be fun. So, some heavy discussion about that behind the scenes. All right, let's see. Yeah, I'm importing your various accoutrements that you looted last week so that they will finally be here. While I'm doing that, I guess you guys are free to move about and discuss this room, and I will try to be a good game engine and answer questions and process dice rolls.
All right. Yep. Daniel will motion to the torches and be like, "Ez, do you mind?"
I mind what? You want me to light them?
Would you mind? You kind of
Lighting the torches?
like pew pew finger guns, firebolt kind of motion.
As she is talking to you, Zuluka says, "That one is so obtuse. He just never says what he means." Esmeralda walks up, and then she'll be like, "Pew pew 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 pew," and she will fire off some fire bolts to light these things in no particular order.
Thanks, lady.
Still impressive.
Just make sure she doesn't roll in that one, because thanks to Lasta, apparently you can miss a torch.
Does that still haunt you? Like,
It's just stupid.
All right.
What is that?
Sorry. As the last one is lit, the room kind of trembles a bit. Dust kicks loose from the various cracks in the iron blocks. Some of them shift ominously, like they are about to kind of cave in on everybody. And then you see runes begin to appear on this strange marble dais that is on this very large, age-worn rug. And as the runes are sort of activating and going, you see. Let me see if I've got this. Oh man. There it is. I clicked the wrong folder. Okay. Oh, that's much too big. There it is. All right. So the whole surface begins to glow with magical runes. And then the wall beyond trembles a bit, as if in anticipation.
Tiernan, bring forth the frog, Daniel says in his bat dad voice.
Fair.
I'm not going
I
to...
sort of shake my back a little bit. Hey, Thought, you got anything on this?
Oh yeah, it's standard teleportation circle.
Is there any way to tell where it goes?
Oh, I suppose if you were the one that made it, you might be able to know where it went. But basically, you would step upon it, and then it would teleport you while it's active to the paired teleportation circle that it's attuned to. It allows normies to teleport, essentially. It also allows you to teleport a great deal of things, if you know what you're doing.
Are they normally multi-directional? Like if we go through, will we be able to get back?
Normally, yeah. Exantha, he had a few of these put in secret, where the Dark Lord wouldn't know about it. But he also taught the Dark Lord to make his own, so these things are probably all over the place. This one, he says, looking around, this is definitely the boss's work. The iron in these cubes creates a zone similar to the tower, in so much as it blocks out magical scrying and the like, but it doesn't shut down magic. Real clever with the cantrip lock there. I always told the boss, these cantrip locks, they're kind of basic. He would say, nonsense. But it's pretty basic, Anyways. If you're asking where it goes, I have no idea.
But this is one of your masters. He made this.
Very confident, yes. If I had to guess, I'd say it goes either to the Amber Temple, a secret vault containing his greatest treasures, or his old room at the castle. That'd be my top three, if I had to guess. Or back to the tower.
Did the tower have a circle? I don't recall that.
Well,
we might not have found how to activate it.
To Tiernan's earlier question, not all teleportation circles need to go to another teleportation circle if the mage in question knows what he's doing. Some of them become a focus point for something called a contingency spell. That's where it makes something happen when something else happens, like an if-then statement. And sometimes a teleportation circle isn't a teleportation circle. It's actually a trap that you just get horribly destroyed or sent to hell or some other terrible thing.
So this is just a bunch of guesswork.
Well, listen, I wasn't privy to everything the boss got up to.
I'm not saying
You know,
that as
I'm
a
in the
criticism.
union. I had days off.
Not saying that as a criticism. I'm just saying
Mm.
this could go 1,000 different places, and we have no way to know which where.
Well,
here.
more than 1,000, but those are the top 4 that I think they'd go to. But if it does go to Xantha's secret treasure stash, oof, he had some pretty good stuff he wanted to secret away from the Dark Lord, let me tell you.
So what's the thought? Do we use this thing? Looking at Daniel, Tyrion, and the others.
I think maybe we take care of business here, in Krezk, and then perhaps return. This could be a good way. If it does go to his room in the castle, this could be a good way in to get the things that we need there without arousing too much suspicion.
Yeah, I like that. Back to Krezk.
All right. Don't see any other reason to stick around here for now.
Yeah, when you mentioned that, when you reinforced the idea that it could go back to the castle, Daniel nopes out. Oh, he doesn't nope out, but he it's like he has a panic attack and runs out.
Oh, all right. That's fair.
Shane would look at you, Daniel, and just kind of give you a nod, like, it's okay, we're all together.
Like, I get it.
Oh, yeah, he gets it.
All right. So do you guys want me to just take you back outside?
Back to the camp, because ain't it still night or something? Or is this... Because we did this before we even took our long rest or our camp.
It is currently 2:30 in the afternoon.
Really?
Yeah, I thought you guys did camp.
We didn't
last
finish our camp
night.
because
Oh.
Ez came to us and was like, "Hey, want to go delving into this place?"
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay. Yeah, sure. Well, remember, the reason it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon is you guys woke up at 6 a.m. You traveled 6 hours to Krezk.
Right.
You dropped off the people, and then you beelined it for this place that Zaluka knew where it was, so you got there very quickly. And then you've been fucking around in here for about, what, only about 30 minutes? So, yes, that's why it's really only 2:30 in the afternoon.
All right. And yeah, I mean,
right.
if we still have more time, then I guess we can head back to Krezk.
Well, assuming no complications, you should be able to get back to Krezk in under 2 hours, which would put you at your 8 hours of travel time for the day, and then any past that, you'd have to start rolling checks. Okay.
We have a massive complication with us because White Claw's still alive, guys.
That's true.
I mean,
And
if we need to kill
somebody
her,
needs to figure out that story.
if we have to kill her when we get there, then we kill her when we get there.
Complication or feature?
Well, Daniel will bring up well, do we want to make? Yeah. Well, Daniel will bring up do we want to make that exchange or that reveal publicly? I mean, if we want to be discreet, maybe we can have him meet us somewhere, or we one of us could sneak in to the burgomaster.
Allowing the burgomaster to save face would be the safest option.
Yeah, because he wanted White Claw specifically taken out and then displayed publicly. Specifically, with her alive, maybe a little public discretion is prudent.
This is Daniel saying this? This is incredible. This
Yeah.
character growth is taking
well,
me out of
it-
this world.
Well, it's the sneaky part of him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe we need to be
Alright.
sneaky about this.
Sounds good to me. All right. So you guys should be on your player dashboard now.
Not yet.
Hold on. There we go. All right. So your decision is, with these werewolves in tow, one of which is the one you were supposed to kill. You are going to head back to town with news of all this shit that has gone down. Is that correct? But you want her to wait outside so that you can tell the burgomaster the situation, and he can choose whether or not to come speak with her out of the prying eyes of the rest of the settlement.
Right. Well, Daniel's idea is like he goes up to talks to him and says, "Hey, we got what you're looking for, but the Walking Dead, they want you to meet you at that glade east of town. You know the one. Don't ask me why. I'm just an errand boy. And I'll stay here as surety. I mean, your men could kill me if you don't come back. Kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay. That's some real Game of Thrones shit right there. All right.
Oh.
And then we get the Burgomaster as our new party companion, and Daniel just gets executed.
Damn.
Ooh, brilliant. No.
I'll play him. He's got that the Burgomaster's got that General Zod vibe. I'd play that.
All right. So is that the play then, everybody?
Sounds
Anyone opposed? Anyone have a different plan? All right. I will roll to see if there are any encounters on the way back. There we go. 15 or higher. Nope. All right. So you guys make it back to the gates of Krezk. Now what? As you approach the gates, let me grab some art for this background. I want to be immersed. I want to feel the immersion. Let's see. Krezk, gates of Krezk. Here we go. Excellent.
Yep. So the rest of you, did you want to wait at like a well-known and marked landmark nearby, or did we all just want to go to the gate?
Was there something that we saw along the way that would work like that?
Oh, that's cool. A little top-down effects. Kind of taking it. Yeah, I mean, there's notable like formations of rocks and trees and shit like that. Like, you could kind of point something out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just pick one of those.
All right. So then,
Did we get the Burgomaster's name?
Dimitri.
Krezkov.
Dimitri.
All right.
Krezk. Okay.
So you're going alone. You don't want to bring anyone with you?
Oh, I mean, if anyone wants to, otherwise, no, he'll just go by himself, draped in his dark cowl.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying Daniel spent all week looking up all the Bat Dad jokes. I'm not saying he didn't.
Got it.
Just.
Where is Daniel's mini?
I don't know.
You get deleted? Can you see?
I put him back.
Oh, okay. All right, cool.
I don't know where he went.
All right, so you alone head back to the gates.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Guns are aimed at you. And then this lady calls down and says, I recognize you. You were here a few hours ago.
Mm-hmm.
But there were more of you. What happened to the rest of your... And she kind of just makes a gesture to the air. Band.
Yep, and he'll say, I need to talk to Mr. Krezkov.
You do, but you are alone. You came to tell him that all of your allies are dead?
If it's all the same to you, I'd rather talk to the Burgomaster.
Okay. This other guard walks up to the wall and says, it's not the same to us. We're in charge of keeping the gates safe. There's something about you I don't like. They would need persuasion. Or I guess an intimidation. Or deception. Whatever you think you can bamboozle your goal towards.
All right, we will persuade that. Let me know if I
Okay.
need to add to that.
Okay. This one says, out of curiosity, let us see what is going on. And she says, wait here.
Well.
Some time passes, and then the burgomaster reappears. And he looks down at you, and he says, I see you here, all alone. Where are the rest? Why do you come back so soon, and empty-handed and alone?
Yep. Daniel will start talking about the weather, but while he does that, he's gonna link to his mind
Okay.
and say, don't. While he's talking about the weather, he says, "Don't be alarmed. The Walking Dead have sent me. We have what you're seeking, but they felt a little discretion was in order. They are in such and such place, notable landmark nearby. If you're worried, I'll stick my butt here, and your men can kill me if you don't come back."
He says out loud, what sorcery is this?
I wish I knew, sir. I wish I knew.
The people on the wall say, sir, who are you talking to? And he kind of motions them away. And then he thinks really hard. Is it a two-way communication?
Yes.
Or only one way?
No, it's two-way. It's just Daniel's the hub.
Okay. All right. He says, this is a very obvious trap. I saw you with one of the wolves of the north earlier. I can't believe you think me such a fool to fall for your magics.
Yes, but you're curious.
I will require more information. Your subtle hints and your insinuations disgust me.
And Daniel says, like, don't look at me. I'm just an errand boy, and I will try to deceive the hell out of him.
Okay. That you're just an errand boy?
Yeah.
Okay. He says, I never doubted you were anything but. It makes sense then that they would offer your life for mine. Besides this strange talent of yours, you must be the weakest of your group, and thus the most expendable.
Yeah, he's leaning on his spear, kind of hunched over. Might be coughing a little bit.
Dimitri says, you disgust me. Your attempts at trickery and deception do not sway me. I have no reason to go and meet with your allies only to be killed.
Maybe a little bit more persuasive there.
Well, I'm confused. You rolled a persuasion against the guards,
fair
then
enough.
you rolled a deception. I confirmed that the deception was to make him think that you were just a servant, which you crushed, by the way. So now he thinks that you're the most throwaway, worthless guy in the world.
Well, I'm sorry.
I don't know what you're trying to do this morning.
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I was trying to make him imply it's like he doesn't know. He doesn't have the answers he's seeking. He's gonna have to go find out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he definitely thinks that you were sent here with no knowledge that you were setting him up for a trap. And since you don't have any information that would be interesting enough to go, and he's not going to risk his whole life over insinuations, he says, shoot him. And they begin to open fire on you.
Oh, shit. Retroactive hero huddle. Is there any information?
There's no retroactive hero huddle, bro. You had plenty of time to prep. Here comes some shots.
Fair enough.
All right, you are critically shot for 32 damage. Hold on. Nope. All right, the other one's gonna open fire on you. For 18 damage. Both of them are using steady aim. So they're gonna add D8 to the damage. So that's 8 plus another 8, so that's 16. So the first time you got shot for 32 plus 16, so 48 points of damage
Okay, I'm gonna
from one
uncanny.
bullet.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna uncanny dodge that first one for
Okay, checks out.
half of that.
All right, so that would still cause an injury.
Mm-hmm.
Here you go. You gain 1 exhaustion or stress, which puts you up to 2. The second shot is going to land for the 18 plus 2, so 20 damage.
All right, he is.
And then he shouts at you, "Leave now!" All right.
Yep,
You
Daniel with
can
his
leave, or we could actually roll into combat because we do have a battle map for it. But with your rogue action economy, you should be able to get out of there.
Yep, he will. Yep, he will start to leave.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
but as he disappears, he will ping back to her. He'll say, "But don't you want to see her again?" And then he'll cut it.
Okay. All right. Back in the meetup spot, you hear the sound of 2 gunshots off in the distance from Krezk. Do you guys do anything?
Liar
I
would
think it's
go
probably going well.
investigate.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys meet Daniel about halfway. He's bleeding out real bad from 2 bullet wounds.
Yep. He'll be like, "I'm not sure if they bought it."
Yeah, you don't look great.
Irenia, tune in. Can you guys patch him up?
Yeah. Then I will heal him.
Mm-hmm.
It's the wrong one.
Maybe we should just all go to the gate.
Yeah, I think the burgomaster lost his face-saving privileges.
Esmeralda looks at you, Daniel, and says, "What did you say to make him to like? What did you do?"
I think he's got a bit of a hair trigger. He'll look at Shane, who will understand that reference. I think his trust is a little harder than I thought.
All right. Is the goal then with a slightly patched up Daniel to head back?
I mean, yeah, we need to get into town somehow.
All right.
So, White Claw, like we said before,
Mm-hmm.
your brother wants you dead. So, we would like for you to be able to convince him to, I guess, not kill you. But maybe you two can work together to get back his son or nephew. But if it does come down to it, you will lose your head. Just want to be upfront with you.
She says, "You have killed my pack. I have no one now. If my old pack, my old family is in trouble, then I will help them. You spared my life when you didn't have to. I will view this as fate interceding and giving me a chance to do one good thing. One thing that is not selfish before I die.
I imagine you guys have the same sync here. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Not saying that I view the werewolves as friends, however, it seems like there's some stuff going up north that we all probably should be linked up for. So if you're willing to throw down, then let's go.
He looks over at Zaluka, and there's definitely like a look of disgust, but also like some respect there, because they've fought together, kind of deal now. But she just says, "I will do as I see fit, and I will try not to make too much trouble for you, as I do." Does anyone have clothing? She says with some disgust. If I show up naked, wearing the bloody furs of my slain wolves, people will figure things out.
Darius has some spare clothes. He'll toss her like a t-shirt.
Okay. Unabashedly, she just changes in the snow back into clothes. She looks around. Anyone have extra boots or shoes? No one has extra boots.
Would we say that quote unquote clothes have a whole set of stuff? Because otherwise I'll give her a pair
Yeah,
of shoes.
I guess they should question mark. Yeah, like they wouldn't be like, yeah, they wouldn't be like very functional, but yeah, they'd be foot coverings. So yeah, okay. So she takes the shoes too. They're too big, but she puts them on. She seems incredibly uncomfortable wearing clothes, but she continues to trudge along with you guys. All right, as you reach the gates of Krezk, the guards are there again, and then the keen-eyed sharpshooter says, "Are you serious? You're back again? How many times do we have to turn you away? We sent your manservant packing. I am surprised he survived 2 shots. It looks like the one should have killed him."
We have what the burgomaster sent us out to find.
Ah, the head of Whiteclaw.
Yes.
Then show me.
It's still attached to the shoulders.
Yep.
Whiteclaw looks at all of you like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Like we said earlier when we sent Daniel here, we want to talk to the burgomaster. He probably should be interested in what we want to say.
She moves forward and pulls the hood back, and she says, she looks up and she says, "You would deny me, a daughter of Krezk, entrance into her home?" And then the two of them kind of stare down at her, and they're just like, "Wait a minute, what the fuck?" And then they kind of lean and whisper to each other, and then they look back down at her, and then they kind of whisper to each other, and then one of them says, "But you died. You're dead. You were taken by the wolves while hunting."
Go get your leader.
And then they kind of look at each other, and then the sharpshooter gets behind, 3/4 cover, has the gun ready, and then the other guy disappears. Mm. She says to you guys, they do not know my fate, it seems. I figured my brother would have told some lie or fairy tale to keep the secrets. It would be best we keep such a secret.
Well,
Or
that's why we kind of
you...
wanted
That's
to
why.
talk. Go ahead.
Yeah, we offered him discretion. Now he's going to have to deal with it.
What do you mean he'll have to deal with it? Are you going to harm my brother?
No,
But his reputation may suffer in the city.
yeah, we wanted him. I wanted him to be able to see you discreetly.
She kind of narrows her. She kind of narrows her eyes at you. Did you not hear the exchange? They don't know that I am Whiteclaw.
Daniel
because
will
these two
nod in
guards
understanding.
She
Doesn't
just
mean
stares.
that
She
he
just
doesn't.
stares. She just stares around at all of you like, ah, okay. Zaluka just shrugs. Esmeralda's like pinching the brow of her nose. The guard on the wall continues to kind of keep the rifle trained on who would look the toughest. Probably Shane, because Shane has a ranged weapon.
Yeah, they don't know I'm out of
Yeah.
words.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, okay. Let's see. Just checking some notes here. All right. Got it. So, when he comes back to the wall, because he does come back to the wall with the guard, he looks down and he says, by the morning, Lord. Illyria, you are... And he looks over at the guards. Alive! How unusual and unexpected. And he will try to do a deception. Oof. The guards are like, wait, you knew she was still alive? And he says, it's complicated. Do not ask questions.
You should probably come down and have a hug with your sister. It's been a long time since y'all talked.
Yeah, he locks eyes with her, and she locks eyes with him. And he says, that must be what your idiot messenger was talking about.
Yeah,
If only
you
he just said so. He just shakes his head like he doesn't have time for your bullshit. They open the gates, and he walks out. But you see more guards appear on the battlements. As he steps through the gates, they close the gates behind him, and he kind of looks at all of you, and he says, "Well, you certainly did what I asked."
Is it possible to, if we're saying this like view of the town gates is apt, would we be able to like say move to this tree and be out of earshot of these people, but still within their line of sight?
I mean, you could ask him to.
Yeah, that's what Darius is gonna ask.
All right, give me a persuasion, Darius. So you're trying to persuade him that it would be in the best interest of secrets for him to
Yes.
move away?
Without earshot of the rest of the guards, but still within line of sight, so that we're not like say tricking them or whatever.
He says, I will move away with Illyria and one other of your choosing. I do not want to panic my guards by being too far away.
He'll look at the group, and he'll pick Shane. Shane, you're with me.
Shane will nod.
When you pick Shane, he says he puts a hand up to kind of stop you, Darius. He said, "I said Deliria and one other."
I see. Then he'll head back to the group, and he'll look at Shane. Best of luck.
All right. So between the wind and their low murmured voices and the quiet mutterings up on the wall and the nervous live tweets of Irenia, you guys would be, other than Tiernan, would have trouble hearing their conversation. Tiernan stops listening to everyone's hearts beating and blood pumping in their veins, and I guess like turns the dial on his ear a little bit so that he could listen on the conversation. If he wants to telephone gain it to the rest of you, he certainly can. All right. In the shade of this long dead tree, sealed away in rhyme, Dimitri looks at Whiteclaw and says, Illyria. And she says, "You may only call me that name to keep your secret, Dimitri. That woman is dead." And he nods, and he says, "It is good to see you." She says, "Yes, I heard that you wanted to see me, with my head removed from my body. Did you not think it through? When we die, we assume our human forms. You had such hatred for me that you are prepared to have your secret exposed? The one our family has guarded for so long." And he says, I knew that you could handle anything I threw at you. And I was looking for ways to kill those too curious for their own good. Things are happening in Velikai. The Lady Walkner has made her move. And Whiteclaw makes a face like, let me see if I can remember all this bullshit that I don't care about anymore. Let's see. Oh, holy shit. She says, "I remember her. Very ambitious woman. I take it her husband has been killed?" Dimitri says, "He is very sick, according to rumors. But you know she is a devotee of Mother Night and the Dark Lord. If she is in control of Velikai now, and she is sending agents and emissaries here, I can only imagine that they want Krezk to bend the knee. There's change happening. These outsiders are proof enough. The world is shifting. Power balance is moving. I'm not thinking straight. For my son. He is missing. And I thought perhaps you would have smelled his scent and taken them into your care at least. There is so much happening, and I have been shouldering the burden alone." And Whiteclaw says, "No. You have a wonderful wife, with a strong head on her shoulders. He has been helping you. I hope you're not too blind to see that. I was living the life I chose, and you have not taken that from me. But in doing so, I have learned from the wolf of the north, the Luca. They have your boy. Shane, you're just kind of hanging out, but you hear a motorcycle engine start revving in Burgomaster Dimitri's chest when he hears that, and you see his eyes subtly shift to a more like yellowish kind of wolf-like hue, and she says, "Hold your rage and anger, and listen. The boy fled because," she kind of looks up at the abbey, ominous on the top of the mountain, "because of him. He has sent his minions to threaten your boy and to steal the corpse of your daughter." Shane, it looks like he just took 50 points of psychic damage. His eyes are wild. His breathing is ragged. He's looking like left and right. He's like clutching at his chest, like he might be having a heart attack. Like this is just a lot of shit going down.
Know that your son is still alive. We will deal with these wolves in the north. Your son will be returned to you. But you must not be reckless and act against the abbot so soon.
If what you say is true, the abbot has sinned against my family, against the Morning Lord, the desecration of the dead.
And he will pay for it. But like any true predator, you must know your prey and wait for the right time to strike, no?
All right, give me a persuasion.
Oh, okay.
If you want to use a fan spell for any rerolls, you can.
Yeah, I'll use it. That's for a reroll, right?
But it's rerolls, yeah.
Okay.
I'm honestly thinking we should have inspiration. You could choose to do a reroll or give yourself advantage. You know what I'm saying? Because like on a hidden roll, like it'd be better to just give yourself advantage. So then you don't know if you needed to reroll or not. You know what I'm saying? But then there's but then for like rogues and people that like really benefit from getting advantage on the fly, it also still has that old value. But like it can only affect a die once. You know what I'm saying? So like you can't use it to get advantage and then re-roll it. You'd only be able to affect the roll once. But I feel like that would be good. I keep meaning to send out a survey to see how people feel about that idea. But
that makes sense.
Anyways, for now I'll just assume that you re-rolled it because you got a 0 on your first check. So a 2 minus 2 is a 0.
It is. Yeah.
But on your re-roll, which I'll just take the second roll for, he nods and he says, "You are wise." He looks over at the group and he says, "If this is what you were trying to tell me, if you were trying to spare me the embarrassment of our family's curse, if you had my sister with you, why did you send that fool to tell me? I asked him why he had come, and he only spoke in riddles.
You must understand. Oh.
He tried to magic my mind. Obviously, I knew it was a trap, or at least any fool would assume. So I sent him packing."
A most cautious and wise decision. Sometimes, as you know, and he's going to treat Daniel like a minion, our underlings often are not the wisest. It is sometimes hard to find good help.
Yes. I'm sorry, but my people are very distrustful of magic. When he touched my mind, it set me off.
My apologies, we did not.
A man's mind is a personal place. A sacred place. And you guys over there, you hear that. Like, even if you have bad perception, because it carries across the thing.
I will tell you this. He will no longer try to intrude upon your mind or anyone else's in Krezk. I give you my word.
Well, you have done what I asked. And you have found my missing sister. You obviously are great heroes of Krezk. we will have a small celebration in your honor.
We thank you for your hospitality, Dimitri, and know that we will continue to do everything we can to return your son to you unharmed and end the threat to Krezk. As a sign of our continued goodwill, we do have some intel from Valakai about the Lady Voctor. She did have intentions on marching on Krezk, but I believe that the altercation they had with the Faithless prevented that from happening.
Yes, I had heard rumors that the Faithless were marching. They chose wisely not to come to Krezk. No amount of magic could stand up to our alchemical wonders. And you do see that he is strapped with a gun as well, as a silvered greatsword and a longsword. It's got to be pretty uncomfortable for this guy, carrying around a silvered greatsword.
It's good to see family returned, together, united, stronger. Know that any secrets we have that we hold of yours, we will keep as our own.
Excellent. The laws are simple. Do not kill, do not steal, do not break, and then he goes down. It's not very simple. Well, they're simple, but there's a lot of rules.
Okay.
Ones that stand out to you are do not bathe in the sacred spring. Is one of the rules. That's one of the this is unique to the town kind of thing. All right.
Understood. I will relay that to my group.
There are many of you. I will find a place for you to lodge for the night. I request that at sunset you come to the town square, that we may honor you for finding my wayward sister, and for ridding us of the threat of Whiteclaw.
Of course, we will be there at sunset. And we also seek resupply. And he kind of shakes his gun a little bit. I mean, he doesn't draw it. It's not drawn.
It's like a pest dispenser. There's nothing there.
He just points to it and just notes that, I'm out of bullets.
All right. He has shifted from hostile to neutral, and he will invite you guys into the town.
Good news.
He doesn't apologize to Daniel, because Daniel convinced him with a 26 deception that he was the most lowly servant of all lowly servants. So he does not deserve. He
Daniel
does not deserve an apology.
Daniel will cower in front of Shane just to keep up that deception.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
We are to be granted entry into the city, but there are rules, and he'll go over them.
Yeah.
But the biggest, do not bathe or enter into the sacred pool. Additionally, they will allow us to resupply, and they will provide lodging for us for the night. We are to meet them at sundown, where they will honor us for our service to the city. I suggest we all be there. Additionally, do not share any of the secrets we learned about the Krezk family. I promised we would keep them as our own, and make no further mental intrusions into Dimitri's mind.
Frowny face.
All right. So
when Shane returned to the party, Darius is kind of just look at him, but it doesn't seem like there's a look of not the hostility that was previous, but just like, all right, well, but he doesn't actually say it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll give you a quick tour of the town, I suppose. Mm-hmm. All right, everywhere on the map where you can see the town, it's gorgeous. Yep. It's gorgeous. This Benios Maps guy does a good job. Let's see, Village of Krezk. Okay, So this is the gate over here. Can you guys see this little mysterious hooded man?
Yep.
Yep.
All right, he represents all of the shops in the town. So he should be
Oh, he's
updates.
nearsighted,
God,
poor guy.
God of updates allowing. Yeah, look at this picture. He's kind of squinting in the picture. He lost his glasses. That's another quest you could go on. They're at the Amber Temple. Sorry, I didn't mean to spoil it. So let's see. The road branches north, climbs a rocky escarpment, ending at a gatehouse built into a 20-foot-high wall of stone, reinforced with buttresses every 50 feet or so. The wall encloses a settlement on the side of a snow-dusted mountain spur. Beyond the wall, you see the tops of snow-covered pines and thin wisps of smoke. The somber toll of a bell comes from a stone abbey that clings to the mountainside high above the settlement. The steady chime is inviting, a welcome change from the deathly silence and oppressive fog to which you have grown accustomed. It's hard to tell at this distance, but there seems to be a switchback road clinging to the cliffs that lead up from the walled settlement to the abbey. And then you guys pass through the gatehouse, where you see that there are a pair of 12-foot tall iron-bound wooden doors. Carved into the arch above the doors is the name Krezk. The walls that extend from the gatehouse are 20 feet high. Atop the parapet are many armed guards who watch you nervously, but now with mounting curiosity. And then areas of interest that you might care about is, first and foremost, the pool. When there used to be tourism, they have this hot spring. So this hot spring is sacred to them. It is considered to be a blessing from Saint Markovia. All of it is allegedly holy water. Like the entire spring is holy water, according to legend. And it is apparently once in a person's life they can drink of the waters and be cured of an ailment. Nearsighted is saving his. He doesn't want to waste it on nearsightedness, just in case you were curious. Let's see. It is considered sacred. They don't want anybody, bathing in it and stuff like that. But don't worry. There's a couple of other springs nearby that are inside this this lodge, and they have sort of a spa thing in case you want to have a spa episode. They have like a little spa house where you can go and get spa treatment. Let's see. Nearby is a gazebo. The gazebo is old and beat up, but they do their best to maintain it and care for it. It is considered a somewhat sacred site, despite its years and its wear and tear. Is there anything else that would be useful? Oh, yes. Oh, what's up?
Oh, just saying, where's the Burgomaster's house?
Oh, Burgomaster's house. Gotcha. Let me see.
I'm guessing the big nice one over here.
Yeah. I think it's 20. I want to say 28 is the Burgomaster's house.
If there's numbers we can't see.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. My bad. So Road Junction, Village of Krezk, Burgomaster's house. Yeah. So his house is
sometimes give players the DM map specifically so I can refer to things by number and not.
Oh, really? Okay, sorry. Yeah, his house is actually over here. There we go. Yeah. So yeah, basically those are the main things. They've got the abbey up the hill. They've got the spring and the spa, and then the people are mostly hunters and monster hunters by trade. So trapping, furring, forestry, that kind of stuff. The whole town is self-sufficient. They have an endless supply of clean water from the springs. And they have underground, if you play Minecraft in a snow biome, you understand. They have underground farms where they grow potatoes and the animal husbandry, pigs, goats, and sheep. And so this community, part of why it's become so insular is that they are very self-sufficient. Like they do not rely on trade at all to get by. Now they are very much into artifice, tinkering, alchemy, that kind of stuff. So as you can see from the general goods selection, they have a great number of things available here. You would have no shortage of bullets and the whatnot. Unfortunately, they don't have modern firearms, Shane, but they do have all the things you would need for Renaissance era firearms and such. Yeah. So it's honestly the nicest place you've seen since you got here. It's this little tiny idyllic community. And I know that a lot of pop media has trained you to think that this is a bad thing. But in your hearts, you do feel that this is a good place. And Tiernan, you feel that this is a place worth protecting.
Hell yeah.
All right. So, you have a few hours before they want you to kind of head to the square for the feast that they're going to have for you. And you have been given the permission to wander about the city. The burgomaster offers to accompany you as a guide after giving directions to one of the guards to sort of carry his message to his wife and so on and so forth. Or if you would just prefer, to wander alone, he's okay with that. Either way, White Claw will go where her brother goes for now.
I think having a guide that is in charge of the city also is probably a good plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Agreed.
Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, didn't the Mardikovs flee here, or
Yeah, as we were walking, Darius would have asked if the Mardikovs were here because we heard that they had left their winery to come here.
Oh yeah, when you say that, he says, you're friends of the Mardikovs. I wish you had just said so in the first place. I would have gladly let you in.
No one lets him. Darius doesn't bother us.
He says, certainly, I can take you to see them. In fact, they are going to be neighbors to you. And so he takes you to sort of a lodge. So it's not really like a house so much as like this is where when they did have trade, this is like the closest they have to an inn. So when they did have trade, this is a basically communal space that travelers could rent out a space in, so that they had a place to get out of the elements and store their equipment and stuff. But it's basically just a big open space with a couple of outhouses on the back, and that's about it. When you arrive, the Mardikovs are there, and they are surprised to see you, and there is a very emotional sort of exchange where they kind of realize that not everyone is with you anymore, and no strangers to loss and whatnot. They don't push, but you can kind of see that acknowledgement on their face as they take in your new party composition and realize not everybody made it.
Similarly, has their family changed? Because I know it was Davian and a bunch of its children.
No, they the Ravens warned them of the attack and the approach of the Faithless and Winter Splinter, and they made the right choice to just abandon their home. So they knew what was coming. They knew they had no chance, and so they fled. But Davian informs you, it is good that our northern neighbors were here for us. And then Dimitri looks at him with a big smile on his face, and he says, Krezk does not make wine, only vodka. Your wine has brought great joy to my people and my families, 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 for generations, back to the very beginning. You are always welcome here, my friend. And then they do a "you son of a bitch" handshake. And then they pull each other into a hug.
Faithless are gone. You took down that tree, like you said.
Mm.
They did destroy
yeah.
your house, but it seems like they left your vineyard untouched. So there's that.
Davian looks thoughtful, and he says, that makes sense in some strange, twisted way. To them, the vines were probably enslaved to us, and by destroying us and the vineyard, they have set them free again. Perhaps when all this has been sorted out, wine will flow again. I am pleased to hear of the downfall of the Faithless. Thank you.
We have something.
Were you able to recover?
But we should probably talk about that later.
I see. He gives you a look, and he touches a finger to his beak of a nose, like, I got you, got you. All right.
See that you're alive.
So yeah. So you guys kind of continue your tour then? All right.
Yeah.
He brings you by like a firing range. They're like everybody. There's little kids with guns. America would love this place. Okay, America would love this place.
How's Darius holding up with the?
Oh yeah,
gun
Darius.
action?
This is like gun worship central. Like you see like a little 4-year-old out there with a hunting rifle, just like.
He's just looking at all this, not happy, but just keep it tucked in.
Esmeralda looks over at the children with an approving nod. She says, "It is good. These are dangerous lands. You are wise to train your young as early as possible to defend themselves." And Dimitri says, "Even were it not dangerous lands, it is a useful skill to have, to be able to protect and to hunt. We teach the young from an early age, because of the easy access to the firearms. We want them to make sure that they know the dangers and how the weapons work, that they do not have any accidents. It is the most responsible thing that we could do." And he says this like, this is the Bible truth. It's the most responsible thing we could do. Shane, as a marksman, you marvel at how these children are able to handle the kickback of these old-timey guns and their relative skill with them.
Yeah, for sure. Shane would have probably had a nurse a few bruises on his shoulder the first time he tried to acclimate himself to the weapons.
Daniel, you understand now how 2 random guards at the gate nearly fucking killed you. So, yeah. All right, as you continue to go through the town, he points out the shops and whatnot. He does explain
On the
that...
subject of shops, we are unable to access the general goods vendor.
No, you guys can't open it? All right, hold on.
No.
All right. I will fix that. Give everybody... I think everybody just needs Observer to access them. And then I don't want them to be an instance, so let's see.
Like I still see Jenny's shop listed under shops, so whatever you do with her.
Oh, good point. All right, hold on. Under Green Teeth Enchantments. Yeah, Observer. Okay, so it should work for you guys now. Hold on. Here, I'll drag it out again. Over here at the entrance. You guys able to open it now?
No.
God damn it. Alright, hold on. Let's see. What if I show to players?
Yay,
I
there it
see
is.
it now.
All right, sweet. Okay. Good. All right, yeah. So he points out to you the different shops and goods and whatnot, and then he explains to you that the master gunsmith, Cock Heckler, that's his name, Cock Heckler. No one laughs, right? Like no one.
Nope.
Good.
Can you put that name in chat, please?
Sure. You gonna drop $500 to have your name changed? Is that what you want to make sure it's spelled right?
No.
Okay. Yeah. So, anyways, Cock Heckler. He is a master gunsmith, and he is an outsider who gave up trying to escape and settled down in Krezk, and has since sort of elevated their educational system and their skill with alchemy and artifice. And full disclosure, he's not a DM NPC because I would never play an artificer. Just throwing that out there. So.
Oh, of course not.
Yeah, okay. Just throwing that out there. Yeah, so
But the fact
basically,
that he's a
yeah.
master craftsman, that lines up.
Yeah. So they kind of just give you the tour. They bring you by the spring. Let me see. And where's the spring at? Village of Krezk. Krezk South. Yeah, we'll just like... I mean, Benios works so hard, so we'll just like stimulate going on the tour by like walking through like everything to give you guys an idea of this beautiful town that looks like it came right out of The Witcher 3, and you gotta protect it. You gotta keep it safe. Look at the Geralt. He just rode by. He took all of the quest billets off of that board.
Someone stop that
All.
man.
Yeah. And let's see. Look at that. Look at that view. God damn. It's beautiful. Real talk. There are soft house rules for Curse of Strahd where you start in Krezk instead of other places. Because they're like, I don't want my players to be too depressed too quickly. And so they have you start at Krezk and then work your way out instead of, working your way here. But anyways, as he's kind of walking you through the city, the village, the town, you're getting a general sense that, like, yeah, this is like a real functioning community that's completely self-sufficient and knows what they want, knows what they need, and isn't down for any Strahd bullshit or dark powers or any of that. So when you drop the news about the abbot, that definitely hits the burgomaster pretty hard. So
comparison's sake to like Valakai, there's like still, I guess overall like on the same area, but it seems like Krezk is far more advanced within like technology and other things.
It's more just like, what's a good way to put it? It's just that this is a community that you can tell the community's #1 goal is to take care of each other. Whereas Valakai has more traditional civic values of like, what's in it for me, take care of myself.
Gotcha.
Like, you don't see any homeless people. You don't see any, stray dogs. You don't see any children, in the gutters and the alleyways, that kind of thing. Like, there's no orphanage because if someone's parents dies, it's just a natural
The
thing
community comes together to help those
yeah,
kids.
for someone who could afford to have another child to be like, well, you live with us now. Like, it's it's very stark difference between the two communities.
So if that's quite apparent, players would ask if they ever get visited by what's his name?
The devil?
No, Taxman.
Vasily von Holtz?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So you ask about Vasily von Holtz, and Dimitri says, yes, of course. Despite our isolation and despite our self-sufficiency, these lands still belong to the Dark Lord. We pay our taxes, as we are always supposed to. In ages past, paying taxes actually brought some measure of benefit. Now I think it just buys us our privacy and safety. But more than Vasily, we do receive visits from Volenta, bride of the Dark Lord, the Huntress. She wears a skull mask.
We've been to the castle together.
She is dangerous, but she has not caused us any problems. She does not feed upon any of the citizens of our town. Perhaps it is superstition, but it is said that because our primary source of water is the Blessed Spring, our blood is poisonous to vampires.
That's vastly different than the other places we've been to. It seems all the brides work in different ways.
Yes, in fact, Volenta will occasionally go on hunts, especially if it is against dangerous beasts.
That explains why she was so happy to take me.
Are you a dangerous beast, Shane Masters?
No, I mean when I tried to defend your city the last time Valenta came.
Ah, yes. Well, I did warn you that we did not need to defend ourselves. We just needed to maintain the status quo.
That was silly of me to see a vampire as a threat. And he kind of smiles, but it fades very quickly.
And yeah, Dimitri says, your courage was admirable, but misplaced. You had a lot of very brave ideas when you first arrived. I sense that something has happened in your absence that has changed that for you. There is a great scent of sorrow and loss that hangs over your person. And his nostrils flare a bit because he's like, yeah, get in there, smelling that sorrow.
He's
Yeah,
like, no more than anyone else here.
perhaps.
Either.
While you guys are having this conversation, you reach the sacred spring, which, I'll be honest, it's like one of those things that you hear about as a tourist attraction, and then you get there and you're like, oh, there it is. That's it. So it's like pretty small, and the gazebo does look like it's had better days. And there is a statue there with arms spread akimbo. And I think I got some flavor text for you. Even under the gray skies, this pool at the north end of the village shimmers and sparkles. Near its shore sits an old gazebo on the verge of collapse. A wooden statue of a mournful, bare-chested man, its paint chipped and faded, stands in the gazebo with arms outstretched, as if waiting to be embraced. And as he looks over at it, Dimitri says, the Morning Lord protects, provides. As Irenia looks over at the statue and at the pool, she gets a nosebleed and she passes out, falling into the snowy mud of the road.
Tyrion will try to catch her.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you guys are close together. So you kind of reach for her as she falls, and she just she's just kind of whispering to herself, and she says, Sergei, why are you here? Are you here? Are you okay? And her eyes are moving behind the closed lids like crazy fast, like REM sleep fast. Like she's experiencing something or seeing something in her mind.
Maybe we should get her to lie down somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he says, of course, I'll guide you back to the lodge. You can take whatever time you need to rest. Alright, so as you guys head away, Irina in your arms, Tiernan, she reaches out towards the pool, and she says, Sergei, I will come for you. And then she just sort of passes out all the way.
Does that name mean anything to anyone?
Oh, yeah, so you ask the natives. A bunch of them roll a history check. Dimitri says, Sergei is a pretty common name. Would it be a particular Sergei?
I mean, her brother's name is Ismark, and her father's name was something else. Kolyan, I think, right? I'll just look at Tiernan and be like, did she ever mention that before?
Liar stares at Tiernan.
Yeah, how much of this can I put together?
I mean, has she mentioned it to you?
She's mentioned the dreams to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think any particular name came up.
Right. Yeah, I don't think at this point you guys would have a reason to know the name or have any affiliations with it. All right. So Illyria and Dimitri excuse themselves, leaving you guys in your half of the lodge. So you could still hear Marnikov children yelling and squawking and playing on the other side. Okay.
Well, I got some bad news, guys. Unless Dimitri sees fit to reward us tonight at sundown with some gold, we're not going to get much bullets out of here.
Esmeralda says, that's ridiculous. We could just, hear me out, blackmail the guy if we have to.
Sell all those weapons we found.
Oh, that too, yes.
Wow, really? First thought was blackmail.
My first thought was, it was a joke. It was a joke trying to add some levity to this situation. We're all very concerned about Arinia.
How's she doing, Tyrion?
Yeah, Tiernan, give me a medicine check. You kind of like open her eyes, kind of like have like a candle, because I don't think you have a flashlight anymore. To track the movement, that kind of thing. You think that she might have had like a stroke. There could be like damage, like brain damage.
I hope she's going to be all right. It doesn't look great from the outside, but sometimes people come through things like this just fine.
She should get
As
some
you're
rest.
saying that, she reaches up very suddenly and grabs hold of like the scarf, the collar of your clothing, and she looks at you, but you could tell that she doesn't see you, and she says, "Sergei, we have to leave. We have to go. He's going to kill you. He's going to kill you, and I cannot live without you." And she just has the most painful, like, wailing sob as she buries her face against you, Tiernan. Her whole body just shakes. And then you feel
hold
her,
and try to comfort her.
and you feel her just kind of go limp again.
Lyre would say in Elven that she's been acting strange since the tower.
Esmeralda nods. Or she only felt comfortable enough to tell everyone how strange she is, as things became more and more dangerous.
Do you think she's like the others?
I don't think that this girl. This is all in Elven, so like,
Yeah.
You guys are doing that super rude thing where you assume no one else can speak the language. Yeah. And she says, and of course to you guys, it just sounds like Elven straight out of like Lord of the Rings, where they add like 7 L's to every word and like all that jazz. Yeah. And then she says,
the apostrophes.
yeah, there has been something about this girl that is unusual. But I don't think that she is a victim of the dark powers. I think there is something more to her. She is one of the main reasons I stick around. I am curious as to the mystery of this girl. I do not like an unsolved mystery.
He'll explain the reincarnation thing he overheard.
Oh, she will nod thoughtfully and say, "Yes, perhaps. The remains of one of her former lives is buried here, and that is what's triggering these more powerful memories." And then she looks at you and says, "Perhaps the body is at the bottom of the spring." That would be gross, though, right? They're drinking the body? I'm glad I brought my own water.
I'm kind of torn about investigating that pool. I kind of want to be respectful to our host, but I'm kind of curious.
He says, "Well, I mean, there'll be a very big party happening in a few hours. Sure, 1 or 2 people could go for a walk."
He nods. Goes back to doing whatever they're doing.
All right, so the rest of you non-Elven speakers, this has to be a pretty rude situation. I don't know if anybody wants to say anything to the 2 of them, or
something you want to share.
No.
Esmeralda says, "We are discussing possible causes for the malady, but did not want her to overhear and get upset. You know how she panics." And she doesn't technically have to lie, because it's kind of what they were talking about.
Yeah, she would have disadvantage if she tried to lie to Shane, too.
But yeah, I'll throw one out. Oh, yeah, that's what they were talking about. Even Shane, that's what they were talking about. Yeah. All right. Very solid lie there. Very solid lie.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, what do you guys do?
Let her get some rest. If she needs anything, let us know. Darius is gonna go look for Davian.
Okay. It's not hard. He's like on the other side of the room. So. Yeah. So as you approach Davian, he moves up to you and he says, "Is she all right? It's a very sweet girl to be suffering so much.
She had a bit of a spell. Weirdly, when we went to that spring, started calling out some names, Sergei. Not sure if that means anything to you or not.
He will also make a history check. Not off the top of my head, no. Do you think the name is someone recent?
It's not any name that I've heard of since I've got here, so who knows? Anywho, last we saw each other, I think, was when we got summoned to the castle.
Oh, Stefania approaches. And she says, I was eavesdropping, but if the most famous Sergei I can think of is the Dark Lord's brother.
Say what now?
He was a priest of the Morning Lord. He was beloved by all the people, but on the night of his wedding, he died. It was after that that, at least the histories say, things became quite different in Barovia. Some think it might have been a catalyst for all the terrible things that happened ever after. But it is known that the Dark Lord was filled with sorrow for the death of his brother, and mourns him even still to this day. Though it's hard to imagine such a creature capable of caring about anything or anyone.
It seems he cares, but it's like fleeting moments. Otherwise, why would he keep picking up brides like he's collecting trading cards? But,
Around so long, he just wants to feel something. I think his immortality, I think it weighs on him. But I don't think that he can convince himself to give it up either.
he's just looking for something to make him feel alive.
He just knows that he's unnatural, and yeah, he wants to feel alive.
Do you recall what the Sergei was mirroring?
It was, if I remember the histories right, it was a peasant girl, which was very controversial, even by today's standards, I imagine. But at the time, it was unheard of. What was the girl's name? I believe it was Tatiana. And her father looks at her, and she says, "What? It's a very romantic story, but sad." And he just nods and says, "You should never be ashamed to share knowledge. Our people, sharing is what we do." And then she smiles at him, and she says, "I hope that helps. I did not mean to eavesdrop, but it's funny. That story has been on my mind since we came to Krezk. And I only read about it as a girl. It's funny how things come back from the past like that, you know?"
There's been a lot that's been going on. Probably should fill you guys in. And yeah, Darius will kind of talk with them. Pretty much of all the shit that's gone down since we were invited to the castle.
Davian says, "It is unfortunate to hear about Anna. That girl had a strong spirit. There was a madness in her eyes, but also hope. You don't see that very often. Perhaps it takes that much madness to have that much hope. Still, my heart breaks for her, for Mackenzie, for all those who have lost. I'm sad to see that you have allied yourselves with Zuluka. She is dangerous and evil.
Well, like we told you earlier, we got those readings from old lady Eva. And it said that we had
Yes.
to talk with we had the beautiful werewolf, so here we are.
I had hoped there was some misinterpretation, but it makes sense. It makes sense. Just be careful. The wolves can be quite loyal, but their nature is cruelty. And I say this under the care and hospitality of such a beast.
Before we left for the castle, I spoke with fuck, now I'm trying to remember her names because there's so many fucking people. Shit, I wrote it down. His niece. God, I wrote it down.
Whose niece are you asking about?
Davian's niece.
Muriel?
Muriel, yes.
Okay. Yeah. You just asking how she's doing?
Yeah, how she's doing.
Okay. He says Muriel has become obsessed with Baba Lysaga. She spends most of her time down in the fens, keeping an eye on her. Her reports that she sends via Raven are increasingly disturbing. I worry that Baba Lysaga may be a greater threat than we thought. And it was confirmed that she has one of the wine stones, using it to animate her house into a giant spider made of wood and moss and stone. She has been performing rituals using the blood of ravens and goats. To what ends, we are not sure. I hope that she does not let her curiosity lead her into a fate worse than death.
I was hoping to use her services because apparently there's a tribe of Kavani to the south. You may know the ritual for that circle that's at Yester Hill, but apparently no one's really seen them, so we're hoping to use her scouting services for that. See if they can.
How long will you be here in Krezk? I can send a raven right away.
I don't know if we're going to be going south immediately. We need to, unfortunately, head back to the castle and try and help out Zaluga with their husbands.
You're heading to the castle?
We'll have to talk tonight.
Hmm.
There's still those other things that were mentioned on the tarot cards.
I see.
But also, Zaluga's husband is there. And
Emil, captured?
It seems
how unusual.
It seems with him out of the way, Kara was able to bring in Roderick, and they have the whole werewolf.
Hero, Roderick! You see his eyes just bug out as he's just processing all the, like, you just fucking name dropping all these, like, super tough evil werewolves on him. And he's just like, truly this is a time of change. I hope it is changed for the better. Yes, of all the names you listed, Emil is by far the most tempered and controlled. Kirill is nothing but a killing machine. And Roderick, he goes to spit a wad, but then he's like, no, guest hospitality, that'd be pretty rude. He swallows the wad back down, and he says, Roderick was supposed to bring balance. He was supposed to lead the wolves of the north away from evil. There was a prophecy and everything. Instead, he turned to darkness. Now he's nothing more than a hound working for the Dark Lord. A dangerous one at that.
And one that would probably need to be removed from the board. But when that happens, someone's going to
All of Barovia would be better for it. But many of the wolves view him as almost like a living god. The promised prince. And when he chose darkness, it's for them. Cemented their beliefs in Mother Night, in the rightness of their wrongness.
I mean, they may view him as a god, but he's still just a man. If he falls, then...
It sounds like you have much on your plate.
Dude, that plate never gets cleared. It's like an endless buffet. But yeah, I think we need to talk, see what our next plans are.
So Shane, you feel someone smelling your hair.
He looks over and like half expects to see Daniel.
True bros smell each other's hair. Facts. All right. So yeah, you see Zaluka, and she says, "You smell amazing. How does your hair always look so good?" She tosses hers. She says, "Mine is magic, obviously, but yours is very nice."
Thank you. I try
You're
to do
lucky. I am a married woman.
He says, perhaps that makes me unlucky then.
Oh wow, okay, yeah. I mean, you don't have to roll persuasion for that. That was pretty smooth. She blushes a little bit, and she punches you playfully in the arm with her 20 strength.
Yeah, I'll act like it doesn't hurt.
Okay. And she says, I am a little nervous. Being inside a building surrounded by werewolf hunters, you could understand. I'm feeling a bit uncomfortable.
Knowing that the secrets we know will keep you safe.
But will the birds? She looks over at the Marnikovs. Our people have not always seen eye to eye.
Now, I don't think Shane has met them before. I think I joined well after all the Marnikov stuff, but he'll say they seem to be pretty tight with Tiernan and Darius. So you are one of us now. So I see that is how they will see you.
Okay. That seems good enough for her. She's just vibing.
And at one point, even Darius was afflicted with... he doesn't want to say the curse in front of her, because that would be kind of disrespectful to a natural werewolf, I think. So he'll just say, had the potential of becoming one as well. And they seemed okay with it, is from what I heard.
All right, while you're having this conversation, Daniel, Esmeralda approaches you. She says, are you busy later?
No. What do you have in mind?
You will be assisting Lyre and I with some subterfuge. Don't worry, diplomacy will not be required.
Oh, thank God. It's all right. I seem to be an errand boy for.
She walks away.
That's right. Just make sure everyone knows I'm nobody. It will help with my master plan later. He says to himself.
All right. So, as you guys are having this conversation, Tiernan, your spidey senses, your Peter tingle, as it were, will not let up. You hear the faintest murmurs from Irenia as you hear her reliving these past lives, these dreams, in just rapid succession, over and over and over again. Quiet whispers that to others just sound like gibberish, but to you, cursed with your incredible perception, you know all the details. Even when she's reliving some of the sexy dreams, which is a little awkward.
It's like, no, let this
Yeah,
one
I mean,
play out.
he's just there trying to make sure that she's as comfortable as can be in the situation.
Tiernan, have you thought about what Dimitri said? That the waters, that a drink from the sacred pool might heal any affliction. Perhaps we ask.
I was more intrigued by the poisonous to vampires part.
Bonus.
I would be interested to know how long you have to drink, and how recently for that to be in effect.
I won't lie. I was hoping to ask Dimitri for if he was offered any reward or boon to ask for bullets, but if it would help Irenia, I'd be willing to trade that for a drink for her.
Might be worth checking out. It's true. It seemed that being near it is what caused this, though. I don't know. That could just be coincidence. But...
There's a knock at the door, and it opens. And a very beautiful, pale woman in her 50s enters. And she looks around at all of you, and she actually, is she in her 50s? Let me check. Oh, I'm sorry, her mid 40s. Okay. She enters the room. She looks around at everyone. Immediately, Davian bows his head in respect, as do the rest of the Martikovs. And then she nods her head at him, and then she looks at the rest of you, and she says, "So, you are the heroes who found my wayward sister-in-law, and have news of my son's location?"
Lady Krezkov, yes. And he'll bow along with the Martikovs.
Ah, Shane Masters. My husband said you had returned to us. You have brought many allies, more outsiders I see.
Yes, from all over, it seems. And all over time, too, oddly enough. But it is good to see you again, madam.
She looks around the room and she says, my husband is holding something back from me. Some news or word that you gave him has a rage building inside him. I would like to know what it is. He told me that the time is not right for me to know, that he needs me to be level-headed in case he cannot be.
So you want us to snitch behind his back?
I simply ask, if you feel the same way, would the news that you have for me be so upsetting and off-putting that I might feel compelled to act immediately upon it?
That depends. If we tell you, would you end up kicking us out of town?
No, you are a guest, and the town has been made aware of your heroics. And you represent my best chance of getting my son back, she says, her voice cracking as she looks at Zaluka. He is all I have left. My daughter is gone, and I am too old to bear any more children.
May as well sit down then.
Davian looks at you. He's torn between the desire to share secrets and the desire to avoid scandal, but he lets you guys, he doesn't say anything. All right, so she takes a seat and she says, "Then tell me, why did Ilya run away? If he wasn't taken, why would he feel safer with the wolves of the north than with his family and his community?"
What can you tell us about the abbot?
Ooh, she makes a face. She makes a face like you just shit in her fucking mouth. And she says, "The abbot. Ugh. He is unnatural. He has lived for centuries. And on a clear day, with the right kind of ears, you can hear the screams, the howls, the gibbering, carried on the wind from the top of the mountain. It is said that he grants miracles, but very few who seek out such miracles are ever seen again."
What was that guy's name? He was... Jesus. Dude was made of like various animal parts.
Yeah.
This is Darius talking.
Yeah, you're getting there.
The dude was made of various animal parts, but he was like a servant of the Dark Lord. He said he came from the Abbey, if I remember correctly. I think it was like Serview or something like that. Cyrus.
You got it. All right.
This is Darius. This is Darius.
All right, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, good pull. Take a DM inspiration. So the Baroness says, "The Bellevues, yes. There was a family of them. They were disturbing, to say the least, incestuous, and, if rumors are to be believed, cannibals. They were cursed by the Morning Lord. They sought a cure for the curse in the Abbey and the Abbot. A pilgrimage of their entire living family line marched through our town, their leprous bodies tainted with disease. We would not let them drink from the sacred spring, lest they taint it with their evil and corruption. They marched up the hill, and they were never seen again. Some claim that the abbots gave them the sweet release of death, returning them in spirit to the Morning Lord. But this is a pretty lie to tell yourself if you do not want to explore the possibilities of what could have happened. I am not so blind as to excuse the many oddities surrounding the Abbey and the Abbot. I will never trust him. Not like my poor husband, his blind faith.
It's good. From what we heard, we kind of had some suspicions as well. So I asked you all that because, well, it seems he was involved with some grave digging recently.
She narrows her eyes. That is abhorrent. Whose graves were dug?
You had a daughter that died recently.
Yes. And then she burst from her flesh into a werewolf, destroying most of her clothes in the process. Towering about 7 feet tall, the chair destroyed beneath her. The were-raven kids fleeing to the quarters. Some of them turning into ravens to try and fly up into the rafters. She says,
Hey, there's kids
He
here.
took my daughter. When you say that, her eyes flicker, and she looks over and sees the scared children. She looks over and she sees Tiernan next to Irenia, who's just like fitfully, sleeping, and she calms herself and reverts back to her human form, pulling a nearby traveling cloak off the wall to cover herself. And she says, I see why my husband did not want me to know. But I thank you for respecting me enough to tell me.
It seems your son saw some people from the Abbey come down, dig some graves. They told him to keep his mouth shut, otherwise they were going to start doing something. So he fled. And that's how he ended up. And that's why he's with the werewolves.
Please, do not tell anyone in town what you have told me.
No one else knows except for this room.
Everything will be as it must. But I can speak for my husband and my family and my community when I tell you this right now. If you destroy the abbot, Krezk will call you friend and ally forevermore, and will aid you in whatever ways you need. My girl will have her vengeance. And then she kind of starts putting her clothes back together as best she can and kind of conceals the torn clothes and everything. Fixes her hair. Looks like she's getting ready to leave.
Your son's with the pack to the north. But at the moment,
I knew that much.
At the moment, they're ruled by apparently two badasses that we're going to have some trouble with.
Well, judging from the fact that Zuluka is here, I assume Emil is dead?
No, he's in the castle.
Castle Ravenloft.
That's where he was last saw.
That is very peculiar. Then who rules in his stead, Kirill?
And some dude named Roderick.
Of course. Long has Roderick waited for his chance to lead the wolves of the north into deeper darkness. There are so many moving parts, so many gears turning. Perhaps my vengeance will have to wait.
Your husband's going to be throwing some sort of festival for us. Maybe after that, we should all have a chat.
Yes. Perhaps. Thank you for your discretion. And she goes to leave, and Davian says, Baroness, always a pleasure. And she nods to him, and she rolls out. As soon as she's out on the street, someone hails her, and she says, and good day to you. Yes. The Morning Lord will guide us. I hope to see you at the festival tonight. All right. Do you guys have anything else you want to do before evening hours? No? All right. Oh, sweet. I will fast forward time. All right. So we'll grab this map for the background. All right. I'll change the music out. Let's see. Got it. Sweet. All right. So while you guys are resting up, Tiernan, Irenia does not come back to herself before dinner. So do you stay with her, or do you go to dinner without her?
Does she not come back to herself? As in, like she keeps mumbling and
Oh
having
yeah.
visions
Like
and
she
stuff?
doesn't gain like
Or-
meaningful consciousness. Like she doesn't. Yeah.
Okay. Well, if she was just sleeping, I would probably go and eat. But if she's still having like visions/seizures,
well, for a normal
stay there.
person, it would seem that she's sleeping. But for someone who maxed out his perception, she's having small, nearly imperceptible seizures and fits essentially.
Then I will let the others know that I'm going to stay here and ask that they eventually bring something up for me to eat.
Yeah, Darius will get a plate, but obviously he's not going to really be eating it. He'll give it to Tiernan.
Okay. Izzy says, if you need to go and, I don't know, be present, I can stay with her.
At some point, I need to talk to the Mardikovs about these animals that I need to find, but I don't want to leave her. I need to talk to them about the fountain too, and if that might help. If you're,
I understand.
If you're willing to stay here,
go on.
Thank you.
But if they got like pulled pork, I mean, grab me some pulled pork and like cheese. Oh my god, if they have cheese, pulled pork and cheese, if they got it.
All right, I'll look. I'll try to find you some.
Okay. All right. So Zaluka does not want to go either. She says, "I am not going to attend a party with a town full of werewolf hunters." So,
does anyone else want an order to put in for food?
Yeah, please bring me meat. Lots of meat.
Yeah, sure.
Baratheon, the Gloomweaver, would like to go.
Esmeralda, Liar, are you joining?
Yeah, she says, of course we are. We're heroes. All right. So it is. It's not like an over-the-top affair. But the people who are confused by the return of Illyria, but not the return of the missing favored son. But news of White Claw's death is, good. The 2 guards that might know the truth apparently are keeping it locked down, which is good.
They haven't been conveniently missing.
No. And then the Mardikovs, excuse me, and their kids are in attendance as well. There are a lot of children here, and for the most part, everybody seems pretty happy and pretty chill. There is a ton of vodka. There is not a lot of wine, and there is a lot of meat. A lot of meat and a lot of potatoes on offer, and onions.
But is there pulled pork and cheese?
There is pulled pork and cheese. It is goat cheese.
Rich.
Yeah. They have a little bit of bread, but not much bread. And it's very flat, kind of hard bread as well. But mostly what they have is potatoes, onions, carrots, and many varieties of meat, prepared in different combinations. All right. So the people of Krezk, they are curious about you guys, but also you're outsiders and they're superstitious, so they don't really approach right away. The longer the evening goes on, the more courage they might have drunk themselves into to sort of approach you guys and ask you questions about, who you are, what do you do, where are you from, what do you want. They just roll out some faxpiration table, start rolling off of it. During the festivities, Burgomaster Dmitry Krezkov does reward you guys publicly with 300 silver pieces that, of course, he has thick gloves on as he lifts some out of the bag, lets it drop back into the bag dramatically, ties the bag back up, and hands it to you guys. And he says, "For keeping the roads and the woods safe. Thank you, Walking Dead." And then there's a huzzah from the crowd.
Thank you very much, Burgomaster, Lord Krezkov.
Oh shit, my bad. That was not actually silver. That was 300 electrum, which would be 150 gold. He would still need the gloves because electrum is a mix of silver and gold, but yeah. How silly of me to forget the favored currency of this godforsaken place, the electrum piece.
The forgotten coinage.
Yeah. The silver irreparably ruined by being turned into electrum. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it's a party. Everyone's there. Everyone's putting on their party face. Obviously, carousel's available. Do you guys have anything particular you're trying to get out of this gathering?
Shane's gonna bust out some dance moves.
Okay. Nice.
It's 1985. He knows the moonwalk. He knows the Running Man.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. Can you give me a performance? It could be dexterity if you'd like, since you're just dancing.
Yes. I remember how to do that. It's with the cog.
Hold down
right?
Alt when you click it, and it should give you a mini game to do whatever you want with your. Yeah. Okay, yeah, 15. Yeah, I mean, you bust out most of the moves. People that have never seen a moonwalk before, they think that you're using some kind of witchcraft.
And after he's done, he'll attempt to pull Esmeralda out on the dance floor, or Stefania, or
Okay.
pretty native girl from Krezk, whoever happens to be nearby.
Okay, gotcha. I would say at this point, when you go to grab or look for Esmeralda, you can't find her in the crowd for some reason.
He'll dismiss that as no big deal. Doesn't know
Okay.
about the subterfuge. And yeah, he'll ask for a a Krezk girl who does not look to be obviously attached to somebody.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, there's plenty of people, and seeing your witchcraft dancing, a brave lass approaches and dances with you, and other people begin to dance as well, and it's a really nice really nice time. It's a really nice time. Dimitri looks out at all the people, and you could tell that he is keeping in a lot of emotions, as you could tell from this picture, but that he is happy that his community is happy. That his pack is happy. All right. So while you guys are
earlier, it was said that people were kind of curious about us. So I mean, Darius will just kind of say, we're the Walking Dead. We've done some stuff around Barovia, defeated the Faithless, fought off a bunch of different creatures and stuff like that. Just listing off accomplishments so far.
Okay. Yeah. They listen with great interest to what you have to say. And then while that's going down, Team Subterfuge is going to head over to the spring, I believe.
Lyra will put a hand on Little Man's shoulder before we head over and say, nothing will be said of this unless it's necessary to tell the rest. Do you understand?
Sure.
Good enough for Lyra.
Yeah, it better be.
All right, so let's see. Who has the best perception? She has the best perception. Who has the best investigation? She has the best investigation. All right, she says, liar. She says, liar. If you could keep an eye out.
He nods and looks for a place to stand.
All right, Daniel, with me.
All right, but what are we doing?
We're looking for anything fucky, like anything that's out of the ordinary, loose boards under the gazebo, and corpses at the bottom of the spring, things like that.
Okay.
All right, so Daniel, if you could give me a perception and an investigation. Oh wait, we do the same thing now because I mashed them together. So yeah, just give me a perception. Sorry, investigation. Your time's gone. Let's see. Ooh, it's a good thing she brought you. Holy shit. All right. She spends a lot of time staring at the statue of the Morning Lord, convinced that there's some mystery here that she's not seeing. You, however, are looking everywhere else. And as you are, let's see. Yes. As you look around, you are pretty confident that there's nothing hidden in and around the gazebo. Looking into the pool, even at night, it seems to pull in the light around it, including the dim light of these low-burning lanterns. And the surface is just this beautiful iridescent kind of sparkly sheen, like silver. You feel a tranquilness when you're here, and you are breathing so openly. It's like Vicks Vapor Rub is just coming out of this spring into the air around you. You feel fresh, invigorated, healthy, just being here. The warm water looks inviting, like a perfect hot tub. And as you sort of look around, you feel pretty confident that if there was something, quote unquote, fucky, like, it would not be getting past you. This is just a very remarkable spring. With a very down on its luck shrine to the Morning Lord.
Yep, Daniel will convey that. I think if there's something deep and rotten in Krezk, I don't think it's here.
She looks at you. She looks around. She says, I agree. I think this is exactly what it says it is. A magical healing spring. I wonder how long the water stays blessed, because could you imagine? Hear me out. We fill up some barrels with this water. We head into Castle Ravenloft. We polymorph someone into a giant ape, and they just start throwing the barrels full of holy water at at the Dark Lord. It'd be amazing.
I have a feeling if they could have done that, they would have done that by now.
You're right. Plus, I don't know anyone who can cast the polymorph spell. All right.
No.
But then,
We'll
I respect your skills. If you think that there's nothing fucky here, then that's good enough for me.
Good enough. But he will look up towards the abbey, and it's like maybe the dark heart, the dark roots, reach other places.
Oh yeah, she looks up at the abbey. She says, "Oh yeah, that guy is gonna have to go." I am concerned though. I have a theory about what he is and what happened, but I haven't figured out the best way to explain it to your friends. That would not make them too afraid to try and fight him.
I mean, can we even fight him? I don't know about you, but where I come from, we've got priests and whatnot, but they're mostly just kind of for show. I mean, this guy, if he's got an actual god at his back, damn. I don't know how you guys deal with that out here.
She stares
That's
up
like-
and she says, "I can't imagine the Morning Lord would grant power to such a vile creature.
Yeah.
After hearing about his atrocities, even having them only hinted at, I can't imagine that the Morning Lord would still see fit to bless such a creature. It is more likely that he has been corrupted by the dark powers. But more than that, no, I will wait. It is not the time to reveal my theory. Well, we should head back before we are missed."
You think this help Irenia though? I know they said not to bathe in this thing.
I think whatever's happening to her, it is involving the spring. I think that bringing her to the spring, I think it must get worse before it gets better.
Fair enough.
And I think the spring will make it worse, but also make it better.
Okay.
All right, and you guys head back to the celebration. Okay. So, anyone else have any goals for this party?
Shane's gonna get blitzed with Dimitri.
Oh, dang. All right, so you're going to do carousal?
Yeah.
Oh, are you?
I think I am.
Oh, damn. Okay. All right, let me get the carousal table out. Is anyone else carousing before we start rolling?
No.
No one else? Okay.
I just said that we're gonna have a talk after this, but you do you.
All right, let's see. 223, please. All right, we'll find out the results of that in the morning. Until then, you are out of commission for whatever happens. All right. Darius, you managed to round up many of the companions. But you see Shane arm in arm with Dimitri, and the two of them are drinking, just pounding down vodka shots, and it looks like they've both been crying pretty hard. You don't think that Shane would be able to contribute anything meaningful in the state that he is currently in.
To Darius, that's no matter. His eye just twitches and he just keeps walking.
All right, fair enough. Okay, so Baratheon the Gloomweaver is off doing field research, interviewing Krezks on their belief system and fears of death and all that kind of stuff.
Life
All
of
right,
the party.
so yeah. Do you have a moment to answer a few questions for my survey? How did it feel when your mother died? Yeah, like,
Oof.
all right. So you guys all meet up. Do you meet up back at the place, or do you find like a quiet place to meet up that's not with overexcited raven children that are being forced to go to bed early?
Well, he agreed to give food to Zaluk and Izzy,
Oh, okay,
so-
okay. All right, so you guys have a quiet conversation surrounding Irenia's bed as everybody eats their leftovers from the party. All right, Zaluka eats roughly 7 times what a normal person eats. She's like a fucking anime character. She's like a shonen protagonist, and she only eats meat. And when she eats all of it, she just looks around for more. And you guys know by now that insatiable hunger is one of the side effects of the lycanthropy.
Yeah, I figured. That's why
Yeah.
Darius grabbed up crap ton as much as he could.
Like literally, you just took an entire fucking goat. Like you just took an entire goat back. Yeah, I got you. All right.
And then I'll
Izzy
I'll
bites
eat the bones
into.
afterwards.
Izzy bites into the sandwich made of hard flat bread, goat cheese, and pulled pork, and she cries a little bit as she eats it, because in her mind, she's back home, and she's at her favorite local barbecue place, and everything is okay, and she never went on this goddamn trip to that goddamn house. All right. I've only had food make me cry a couple of times, but one of them was a pork belly. It was very good. It was a very good pork belly. I did cry. The other guy, there were 2 other people at the table that cried also. That's how good the food was. If you've never had food so good it made you cry, keep living until make sure you add that to your bucket list. All right, so you guys are sitting around. Irenia has finally kind of passed out. 8 hours of travel, fighting, having a stroke, all that. It's just a lot. So she finally passes out here, and she's not having fitful nightmares or anything like that. And you guys sit around, schnarfing food. What do you talk about? What's the play here? There's a lot going on.
So, I guess I just wanted to say, my bad. Kind of made a little bit of an executive choice to keep White Claw alive, but thought it was in the best interest.
Daniel coughs up a little blood and says, "That's okay. We've all made mistakes today."
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you all right?
Oh yeah, he's fine. Daniel talked them into making like one of those Outback blooming onions, so he's happy.
Oh, nice. Okay. So Jesus, I think that's against like what Starfleet protocol, like bringing advanced technology to a primitive society. Like I don't know if that's really kosher, but now they know how to make a blooming onion. Holy shit! Yeah.
It's like 1,200 calories, like right there.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't even have to explain yourself, because I imagine that Daniel definitely worked as a line cook at an Outback at some point during his life. Cause
He did a lot of line cooking.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, I don't. 100% he knows how to make one. Absolutely.
I think there's a certain talking simian that would be super proud of Daniel right now.
Yeah, right. Esmeralda looks at Daniel, and she says, "He has the blood of heroes. Get some sleep tonight. Those bullet wounds, it's nothing to him."
So, as we all know, there's a bunch of shit that's going on, especially with the werewolves, the abbot, the castle, Perleos, and Baba Lyzaga as well. So which one do we want to tackle first? Probably want to get this whole werewolf thing settled.
She looks to you, liar. Liar. Werewolves? Alright. Sounds good. She looks to you, Daniel.
Oh, we can deal with werewolves. I mean, we got a lot on our plate. I mean, that seems to be the theme for today.
That does mean we'll have to go to the castle. Because even if we were to take down Carol and Roderick, there's got to be someone to lead their pack. Otherwise, they're just going to be a bunch of roaming wolves.
So Luca looks thankfully at you, like, this guy's talking sense. This guy knows what's going on.
There's something else we need in the castle as well.
Yep.
That we were promised help with.
We still got two
Couple-
other cards that we got to deal with.
Yep. And yeah, while Daniel's scarfing down, he'll say, the first, that's good stuff. The first mistake I made is assuming the Castle Ravenloft is an idle place. I mean, I think we all learned that out the hard way. If we're gonna be serious about going back there, we need to know what the hell we're doing. I mean, I just climbed in a window, and that wasn't good enough. I mean, we got those Taroka things, right? One is place of supplication, and the other one is what? Beneath blackened bones or something like that. I mean,
The crypts.
does anyone even does? Okay,
The crypts. Darius just pulls out a notebook and just shows you.
just the crypts. Yep. So, I mean, we're gonna need a plan. We're gonna need objectives.
And like you said, we can't just be wandering in there, because the last time we did that, we got jumped by a bunch of dragonlings and we lost 3 people.
Yeah. So,
Izzy raises a hand. What about the teleporter that we found today? I mean, the frog said that he thought it was 4 places.
Out of 1,000.
Well, I mean, for a frog, he seems pretty smart. I mean,
He does.
the backpack stirs a little, like he might be eavesdropping from his apartment.
No.
Esmeralda says it's true, but we would need to send a forward scout, someone to go through and confirm its destination, and if there was a way to return.
That's
If there
extremely
wasn't,
dangerous.
If there wasn't a way to return, we'd have no knowing that they were unable to return, since we have no means to communicate over a great distance. Also, whoever goes the other side would need to understand how magic works, in case the portal on the other side has to be activated. It is a very risky move.
Do y'all think...
I don't mind a little risk, but it just seems like a foolish thing to do. I can't imagine anyone seeing that teleporter and thinking that it was a good idea to go through it. She says, staring at the camera.
Do y'all think Baratheon would be willing to do us a favor?
Everyone collectively, at least the NPCs, says no flatly.
I mean, they seem to know magic, and they're pretty damn strong if they run into something on the other side. Otherwise, we'd be asking one of our own. They, or at least a neutral party.
Izzy says, well, I mean, we've been gracious hosts. We've all been asked many uncomfortable questions about death. We tolerate their very depressing aura, and we do right by them. They eat food at our table, one would say, right? So I feel like asking them to potentially blow themselves up or teleport into a volcano or something, oh, that's huge to ask.
I mean, the worst comes to worst. It's a new place for them to investigate.
True. Esmeralda has her pipe out. She's smoking her pipe, detective pipe. Helps her think. And she says, yes, that is a very good idea. And worst case scenario, they are no longer with us. And I don't have to fight the crushing sense of despair and depression all the time. It's not like they've ever helped us in combat.
Well, they did help the goat, but that was because they were caught in the crossfire.
Yeah, the goat just fucked around, you know?
Yeah, and found out.
I like that. Fucked around and found out. I'm adding that to my vocabulary.
So, Does it sound like we're all in agreement that we need to deal with the werewolves and Emerald first?
Well, Izzy says we can't. I mean, Irina can't travel in the state she's in. Tiernan, like, do you think she's gonna be okay in the morning?
I'm really not sure. I haven't seen anything exactly like this before. I think we need to figure out what's going on with her before we do anything. But after that, I'm good for werewolves.
You hear Tiernan, Irina kind of waking up, and then she says, "I am okay. I am sorry if I worried you all. Hey, something smells good. Is there any food left?"
Should probably drink something first before you start trying to eat.
Thank you. Yes. I'm sorry. I just lost myself for a little bit.
Also, you ain't got to apologize. You've done enough for us as well.
And she quietly drinks and eats the food, not saying much, which is unusual. When she's done eating, she says, "Would it be okay to go look at the spring again? I just feel called to it."
Daniel will look at Lyre and Esmeralda.
I look at Tiernan. That's a good idea.
I don't know. It seemed like getting close to that was what started this. But do you think it'll help?
The closer that we have gotten to Krezk, the worse the dreams have become. The more real they have felt. When I saw the spring, I was overwhelmed by all the memories. I need to go there, Tiernan. Even if it kills me. I have to know.
You've always wanted to come here. Do you think something was pulling you here? You've mentioned Krezk basically ever since we've met you.
Maybe. Before I wanted to see the Abbey for myself. I wanted to learn medicine from the many doctors that train there. I wanted to see the abbot for myself, to know if he was truly as resplendent as they say, if he could truly work miracles to heal others. And that has always been my passion, is to heal and to help. And as far as I know, that is why I've wanted to come. But maybe there are parts of me that knew otherwise, had some other reason for it. All I know is that there's something in that water that calls to me. And if I don't answer, I'll go mad.
I mean, when you passed out, you just started calling out the name Sergei. That mean anything to you?
When you say that, her breath kind of catches in her throat, and she says, "Okay."
Apparently, he was the brother of the Dark Lord that died.
Yes. He was killed. I know it. I don't know how. There was an assassin sent by a rival family that was targeting Sergei and his brother. I don't know how I know, but I know. He was cut down by the assassin's blade.
Apparently, this was on his wedding day.
Yes. He was to marry Tatiana. The girl from my dreams.
Peasant girl.
I suppose.
Darius flips through his notebook. Or, sorry, it's not his notebook, but he flips through the notebook. Mac had wrote down that there was some similar story that Dark Lord was doing. Guess he had found some peasant girl, fell in love with her, tried to marry her, they ended up killing her. Seems like there's a lot of people who ain't safe.
Yes. I wish I could tell you more. I wish I knew more. But maybe I will. At the pool.
We can't just go into the pool. That was one of a very specific set of instructions given to us. I think that we need to find a way to be sneaky about it, or to get permission first.
Esmeralda says, it's late. The Burgermaster is already deep in his cups. Everyone is partying. This is the perfect time. Irenia looks at you like, our cool friend said we should sneak out tonight. Are you gonna be the uncool friend? That's the look she gives you.
Gives to
I
Tana.
don't know if I'd consider her the cool friend.
I hate to say this, but don't they usually say it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission?
Shane, go buy your
Ooh.
bullets. Go buy them
That's
right
it.
now.
I like that one. That's much better. No, it's good. It works really well with fuck around and find out. They're like in the same wheelhouse. Darius, you're like a wordsmith. Do you have any more of these?
I'll let you know if I think of them.
I'll let you know if I think of them. Nice, nice. Alright. Got some good stuff here.
Before we do something that will risk us getting kicked out of this town, have we bought the bullets for Shane yet?
No, and I'm out carousing.
Sounds like someone fucked up.
Well, I didn't think everyone was gonna fuck up. I thought one little fuck up on my part will be fine.
No, it's all good.
But I don't have the big bag, so if somebody wants to buy bullets on my behalf, it's only 100 EP.
I mean, it's like 10:20 at night, I think, or 9 o'clock at night. Yeah.
From what we've seen, and I guess the subterfuge team would know this. Are
What?
there like I don't know about this. This is
Oh, okay,
Lex.
okay.
This is Lex talking.
Oh, okay,
The
okay.
subterfuge team, when they had gone out, did they see any guard patrols or anything like that?
Nope. It's so sacred that they assume nobody would be dumb enough to break the rules and go mess with it in a bad way.
We're dumb enough.
Remember, these are olden times. When I was a child growing up in Italy, I almost fell out of the Eiffel Tower. not the Eiffel Tower, excuse me, the Leaning Tower of Pisa, because you were allowed to climb it. You were
American
allowed to
education.
climb the Leaning Tower of Pisa. No, it was, well, yeah, it was Dodd School or whatever. But yeah, I was allowed to, climb it, and I almost fell off the Leaning Tower of Pisa because they didn't care about no fucking safety regulations, none of that stuff. There weren't guards that were like, don't climb the tower. Like, you paid money and you got to climb to the top of the Leaning Tower of Pisa. It was fucking amazing. Yeah, like that they told you not to go there. They're not gonna make people stand there day and night guarding the fucking pond.
Oh, I got to touch a several thousand-year-old Egyptian sarcophagus when I was in the British Museum.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
pretty
this-
fucking cool too.
yeah.
Pretty sure
They didn't
everyone
know. They didn't
touches
think.
shit in the museum.
They didn't think about human oil irreparably destroying whatever it touches because we're just vile and terrible creatures. Yeah, that's fine. All right, so I was afraid of heights for a few years after that. Let me tell you. So yeah, I mean, it's not guarded. That's where I'm going with this. It's not guarded.
Darius is torn. He probably says it's maybe a bit too soon to destroy their trust. Maybe we do ask. Maybe in the morning, if things haven't gotten any better for you. Looking at Irenia.
Irenia stares at Tiernan. Her eyes grow even larger than they normally are. You can see the hurt there. She whispers so quietly that only someone with a Peter tingle could hear. And she says, "Please, Tiernan." Dang, dude, gonna just leave her on red.
Oh.
Wow. Wow.
My Discord's being a little bitch. No, I said okay, but I'm on lookout.
Oh, okay.
Let's wait till tomorrow. Who said that?
Alright, should I take you over to that scene, Tiernan?
Well, yeah, let's.
Oh, okay. Alright, Darius, you've advised, but seems that they're going through with it. You try to do crowd control?
He'll...
Like, just stand watch kind of thing, or?
Yeah, he'll stand watch.
Man, juvenile delinquents over here.
Good news, Shane is keeping the burgomaster busy by carousing with him.
Yeah, they didn't realize that you were also on Team Subterfuge the whole time. And it does one of those heist movie flashbacks where like Daniel's like, we really should have gotten Shane involved, and Esmeralda gives him a knowing smile and says, "Oh, I already did." And then it cuts back to you and the burgomaster just sobbing into each other's arms. Life is so fleeting. Ah! Yeah.
Oh god, he's an ugly crying.
All right. Yeah, he howls a bit when he cries, which is very strange. You definitely get, after less than a day in Krezk, the idea that people here are willfully ignorant about a lot of things. A lot of things. The goodness of the abbot and the werewolfiness of their leaders is definitely something that everyone's like, that's crazy. That'd be weird. Yeah. Alright. So you guys head on over to Le Spa. Sorry, not the Spa. The Spring. There we go. Alright, as she approaches, Irenia is trembling like a leaf in the wind. Alright, let me change the music out. And the party's off in the distance, but we'll put on... let's see.
Now that I've gotten a little bit closer to the spring, does the holy symbol react in any way?
It doesn't so much react as your passenger is deep in your subconscious right now. You feel almost like the Darius that was. The presence of this statue, this shrine, and the spring has sent the Dark Dragon into remission.
Huh.
Such is the goodness of this place. Okay. All right. So, she tentatively approaches. People post up on guard duty, I guess. Does anybody go with her or no?
Daniel does.
Okay.
He will take her hand, guide her.
Okay. All right. As she approaches.
Daniel's doing guard duty from very close.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. As she approaches, Daniel and Tiernan and Lyre, who are close, you see swimming up from the bottom of the spring is a Jedi Force ghost of an unbelievably handsome man. The man's pale features, strong jaw, and noble nose and brow are very familiar. Tiernan, you recognize at once that this is definitely a relative of Strahd.
This must be him.
Okay. Arenia whispers quietly, Sergei. He reaches out a hand for her, and it parts the surface of the spring. And it's sort of offering her a chance to take his hand. She begins to lean in to take his hand.
Arenia, you sure about this?
Yes. Yes. And she reaches out and she grabs his hand. And all at once, she is pulled into the pool. Daniel, if you'd like, you can use your reaction to try and stop her, or you can just let it happen.
He's just gonna let it happen.
Okay.
He's learned that sometimes you just can't get into the way of the magic of this place.
All right. She disappears beneath the surface with barely a ripple, and lit by the moonlight, it just seems to be a shimmering pane of silver. Tiernan, even with your incredible perception, you do not see her beneath the water.
Tiernan is 100% not on watch anymore.
And that's where we'll end the session.
Well, shit.
All right. So, we have one more game this year. It's next weekend, and then we're taking 2 weeks off, and then we'll be back in the new year. As far as I know, we're done with Extra Life for the year. We made, I don't know, $56, $57, $58, $100 this year. Not bad, not bad. A lot of games were played. A lot of campaigns were finished. A lot of campaigns were started. A lot of friends were made. A lot of new people on the server. I feel like we got a pretty good community going here, so it's nice. It's nice. Also, for you old school long-term D&D nerds out there, what a fucking twist, am I right? When you had to keep your D&D hobby a secret back in school, lest the Christians and the bullies come after you, and now motherfucking Game of the Year, baby, Game of the Year. What? Anyways, so it's been quite a journey to watch the game evolve in my 43 years of life, having started when I was like 13 years old. 30 years of tabletop, to watch it just grow and blossom into this like incredible phenomenon where it's like bringing people together, keeping people together during the pandemic, giving them like a place to escape. friendships, relationships, communities, all just being built around this incredible hobby, being used for therapy to help people sort their shit out and connect in ways that they didn't think they'd connect. It's just been such a privilege to be a part of that and to be a sort of keeper of the lore and share it with others and teach others. And if you've never taught someone how to DM or play D&D, it is like one torch lighting another torch that goes on to light 6 more torches and so on and so forth, like Promethean flame kind of thing. It's an incredible feeling to hear the stories of groups that I taught the DM how to play, and then the DM went and taught those people, and then it just goes out into the world. It's great. So anyways, but I don't have any announcements other than to say it has been an absolute pleasure to play D&D with you guys this year. So, and hopefully next week we don't leave off on a crazy cliffhanger. This would have been terrible if we went on a break on this cliffhanger, but hopefully we get everything sorted out next week.
I would have missed 3 weeks after this happened. I would be losing my mind.
Also, don't look up. Don't give in to the desire to look up what happens at this pool, because you will be very upset, and you're going to want to find out firsthand next week. You don't want to, trust me, you don't want to spoil this one for yourself. Ruin your week. All right. So, anyone have any announcements before we adjourn?
Rhyme on Fridays. I think Red has said that they were going to maybe run a couple more one-shots.
What? Okay.
Going towards the end of the year, but yeah, if he posts something,
wow,
for that.
Damn. Okay, that's cool. I mean, if it's over the break, I might actually get to play in one of them. We will have to see. Okay, cool. Any other announcements? Okay, great. Hope you guys have a great Sunday, and we will continue the adventure next week.
Thanks for running. Happy birthday.
Yep.
Thanks. Bye.
And thanks everyone for tuning in. Catch you next time.